What's going on? It's Alex Leyba on Devin's channel, and I appreciate you having me on, dude.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for making this video. And, you have a bit of a name for yourself in the YouTube machine. So go ahead and introduce yourself and everything.
Okay. My name is Alex Leyba. I do videos on YouTube, mainly vlog videos with movie reviews sprinkled in there. I'm a huge movie buff, and yeah, my channel is just kind of, whatever kind of video I want to do. And yeah.
Yeah, the link to the specific video we're going to be referencing here will be in the description. And if you have the chance, go subscribe to him. He makes great, like you said, vlogs, movie reviews. If you're one of the few Blu-ray DVD collectors out there still, like me, I'm still a DVD collector. So, go subscribe to his channel. But yeah, all of that will be in the description there. So what do you have for us today?
Well, I'm going to talk to you guys about something that happened about a year and a half ago, March 2nd, 2019. I went to Shawshank Prison, Ohio State Reformatory, where it's the prison where the Shawshank Redemption was filmed at. I didn't know that it was one of the most haunted places in the whole country, which I thought that was pretty interesting. But to be honest, I didn't think there would be any sort of paranormal, like, things I would catch on camera or anything like that. And, like, as I went through it, I didn't, feel anything or anything like that. But it was only till after, I got home and, like, when I was editing the video that I actually, started to get kind of creeped out. Like we were going, in all these different jail cells, and I literally like walked into the most haunted area in the whole place. I did the video with Matthew Brando, who's a good YouTube pal of mine. And if you guys are a fan of Chris Stuckman, he's on the Chris Stuckman channel from time to time. Like him and Chris are good friends, and we became friends, and we got together to do the video. He told me, like, oh, I see an orb. He was like taking pictures of like this dark room, and he's like, oh, I see an orb. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything. He's like, no, look at the phone. He's like, there's a big orb right there. You don't see it? I'm like, no. And so I don't know, that kind of creeped me out. But like I said, we went throughout the whole thing, and then but when I was editing the video, at a few different points, I heard, just these really weird sounds, like it was legitimately so freaky. And like, I was kind of like, the first thing I thought was, oh, damn, like people are going to think that I edited that in there and like I'm faking it when I'm really not. It's like there's no excuse for it. Like, I kept trying to think of like some excuse for why these noises were coming out of my microphone. It wasn't no wind. There's obviously no wind in there. It wasn't like the AC kicking on. It wasn't, something to do with the mic malfunctioning in some way. Like it was some paranormal shit, I think.
What you're referencing, like I said, the video is in the description. To back up your story, it's popular belief in the paranormal community that ghosts or spirits, whatever you want to call them, they draw to manifest themselves. They draw from, any sort of object that gives off any EMF, which is electrical magnetic fields. So, that can lead to, any cameras or phones malfunctioning so they can manifest themselves. And that sound you're hearing, very well could be some sort of spirit or ghost, whatever you guys believe in, trying to manifest themselves, drawing power from your technical device. So that's a very popular belief in the paranormal community. So it very well could be evidence of that. Walking into this, were you a skeptic? Like, what do you believe in anything in the paranormal?
Now I do. Well, I'm not like super into it like you are, but it's I believe that it exists. But I don't. I think that's a short answer. I believe it exists. I'm not like super like into like learning about it and like you are and stuff like that. So I don't know. Short answer, but
I remember watching your video right when you uploaded it, and I thought it was cool because I was like, oh, obviously, I've had my own experiences with cameras or phones malfunctioning. I have an EMF meter, which I took to Gettysburg one time, and that was just going nuts. So, when you're talking about energy, which is, considered a residual haunting, that energy has to be pulled from somewhere. So a lot of the times, like I said, technological devices are going to malfunction like that. And what you're hearing in that video is just like, what other explanation do you have? Like,
exactly. Like that's the main thing that I thought of. Like when I was editing it and hearing noises, like I literally like felt a little, I just felt so, like kind of scared. Like Jesus, I was literally in the presence, like right there of like something, like that. Um, and I went in, like I said, I went in the most haunted, little area of the whole place, and that's when the noise was the loudest, and like it was aggressive, like like
yeah,
super loud. Like I went into other places in there, and then it made the sound, and it was more quiet. But in that room, to where they said it was the most haunted, then it literally, that noise was the loudest, and it sounded the most violent, like it was pissed at me or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was pretty freaky. But like when I was there, I did not feel or hear anything.
another question I have for you. Experiencing that, how did that affect how you feel about the paranormal overall?
Well, it definitely made me think more about it, and it definitely made me believe in that sort of thing more than I did before.
And does it make you want to explore more into it, or is it one of those things where you're just like, I'm good?
It makes it, yeah, I'm good. A couple of my friends told me that there was this haunted area in Michigan that they said that they wanted to, or I think it was Michigan. I don't know. It was somewhere around me. They said, "Hey, why don't you bring your camera and like we could go, over there and do a video and see if we could." And I'm like, "Nah, I'm good." It's not that I'm like super terrified. It's just that I don't know. I think yeah, I'm super terrified.
I mean, it's not a noise I've ever heard in any of your other videos. So,
Exactly. So, and it's not it's unlike anything I've ever heard before. Not just in terms of like the microphone or whatever. Like just in terms of like in general. Like it sounds like something. I don't know. Just to put it simply, it sounds like something paranormal rather than a mic issue or something like that. Although it was literally a mic issue, but caused by a ghost.
so you did mention to me you have a second story that you had to share.
Yeah, this one's a little more freaky because it actually affected me. But I mean, although like I'm not sure if you would call it paranormal, but it's definitely something like that. This happened in 2017 to where I spent a few days hanging out with one of my YouTuber friends, Josh. He goes by Cinecreep on YouTube, and
Yeah.
there was a day to where I think Josh had to go to school, and then his dad asked me if I wanted to go out to breakfast with him, and I said sure. and his dad's like a big like preacher, and he's like really into religion and stuff like super religious, like prays every day and stuff like that. And I'm like, sure, why not? He asked me like, do you believe in God, like 100%? And I said, yeah, which I mean, I kind of lied, it's not 100%, like it's I mean, yeah, but there's still that, like little bit in my head that thinks, there's no actual proof that God exists,
So you had doubts, basically.
Yeah, but overall, yeah, I believe in God. But like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain. It's like, they say like, oh well, if a Christian heard me saying this, they would flip, because it's like, oh, it's either 100% or not at all. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know, but. And so, I said, yeah, but then I think I said something like, but there's still no 100% proof, like to where I, completely know, or, I said something along those lines, but he said, you know what, I have a way to make you believe in 100%. And of course I was thinking like, all right, we'll see what this is. I'm still open-minded about it and think, all right, but at the same time I'm thinking like, okay, like, what's it going to be, We drove back to his house, and then like he said, now this might make you like spaz out and start like rolling on the floor. I'm like, okay, what? And then like this is a long time ago, so like I don't remember 100% exactly what he said, but he was like, Lord, cast your power onto him or something like that. Like he said, hold out your hand or something like that. And then, I spent like a few minutes sitting there. I'm like, I don't feel anything, and then, and then like it reached a point where I'm like, all right, this is bullshit. Well, I didn't say that, that would have been rude, but
yeah.
I thought in my head, okay, this is bullshit. And then like right when I'm like checking out, like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go inside, and like, and then he's like, no, just give me another minute. I'm like, all right. And then I sat there another minute, and then he like kept like yelling like, whatever, cast your whatever blessings on, I don't know, something like that. He just kept saying stuff along those lines, and then all of a sudden I felt a shock. It's unlike anything I've ever felt before go through my head and like down my neck and through my spine, and like it came out, and like it was insane. It's unlike anything I've ever felt before, and it freaked me out. And then I just started freaking out, like, what was that? And like it was crazy. Like I have never, I've never felt anything like that before, and it just really made me, it made me believe in God more, first of all, and I don't know, like, do you have any input on that?
I mean, I'm not here to, be the skeptic for you. And this is a place for you to tell your story. But, my question to you is, is this one of those things where reacting to him kind of persuading you into believing it, or do you think it was something more than that, like something more spiritual?
Okay, I definitely think that it wasn't a coincidence, kind of like the other thing, to where like like kind of like with the Brando thing, to where like I kept trying to think of like what it could have been, but then like, but in this situation I immediately thought, okay, this is because of him, or whatever, like I didn't think that it was, just something like, whatever in my head, because it was so bizarre, and just it was so like on the nose with how like it just hit me just all of a sudden, and like I literally felt something like it was like a worm, like it was like a lightning strike and a worm going like just through my whole body, and like it was so like freaky, and I don't know exactly like it was kind of, I don't know. It was just a very weird experience, and I just kind of always remembered it, and I think I always will remember it. And so I don't know. I thought, that definitely would be interesting, for this for this conversation.
Yeah, for sure. So it wasn't like a pins and needles thing. It was legit, like you felt like an electrical current go through your body.
Yeah, basically.
It's interesting. So,
Or maybe he actually electrocuted me somehow. I don't know how that could have happened.
put a plug up your ass or something. But my final question to you for that story is, after all this happened, what did that do for you personally?
Well, it definitely, like I said, it made me, think more about religion. And, like, to be dead honest, it didn't make me, like, want to go to church every Sunday or anything like that. But, I mean, I did go to church, more than I have, after that. But, like, it made me think more about religion and stuff like that. And then, it's, he said, like, after, like, he told me after today, God will be on your side, and like God is in your life now. And he said something like, okay, maybe he wasn't before, but now he is, and he's here for you or whatever. And there's been a few different instances to where I've actually prayed, and then the next day either I get exactly what I prayed for or something very similar to it that I wasn't expecting. So it's like, it literally made me think like, I don't know, it just, and so like there's that aspect of it too, like to where like it just made me like believe in God, way more than I ever have, and so yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So where else can we find you?
YouTube.com/Alex Leyba. My channel is just my name. On Instagram, it's Leybonymous, Leybonnomous, and Twitter at Leybonymous, and also Snapchat is Leyba with 5 A's, Leybaaa. And yeah, that's all the social media I have as of
All
right
right.
now.
So, highly recommend his channel. Go check it out if you have the time. And until next time, peace out.
Mm-hmm.